Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel English Literature. We have already talked about Gothic fiction, different types of Gothic novels written by different authors. And today we are going to know the storyline of a Gothic novel, The Monk a Romance. It is written by Matthew Gregory Lewis. And Matthew Gregory Lewis, the monk, was so popular and controversial and at the same famous that Matthew Gregory Lewis himself was called Monk Lewis. Okay, there is the introduction. It was published in 1796 and it was Gothic novel. The setting is 18th century Madrid. Matthew Gregory Lewis, 1775 to 1880, was an English novelist and dramatist. Among his works, The Monk was the most successful and significant work. The Monk, in its horror and blood marks, leaves behind all other contemporary Gothic fiction, like Horace Walpole's Castle of Otranto and Radcliffe's The Mysteries of Udolpho. We have I can remember that there is a long list of Gothic novels and novelists in our Gothic novel literary genre video. Okay, now in this video we will talk about the storyline of the monk. Now the novel opens at the Capuchin Cathedral, where this opening scenario, where people have crowded to hear the lecture of monk Ambrosio. Now monk Ambrosio is a central character. Like Great Gatsby is named after J. Gatsby. He is the central character, and his death circulated in the Great Gatsby. And here also in this novel, the corruption and downfall of monk Ambrosio is the main focus of the novel. So Ambrosio is the central character of this novel, monk Ambrosio. Now there, in this gathering, people came and crowded to hear the lecture of monk Ambrosio, and there came Leonela and her niece Antonia. They have came to hear the lecture of monk Ambrosio. Now Lorenzo, another gentleman, was also present there, and he fall in love with innocent and beautiful Antonia. But at the same time, monk Ambrosio also fall in love with Antonia. Now we will explore the storyline through the characters. First of all, the character is Don Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is a gentleman, wealthy young noble from Spain. He loves Antonia, and he is responsible person and very caring. Agnes is his sister, and she is also the beloved of Don Raymond. So Don Lorenzo is brother of Agnes, and Agnes's lover is Don Raymond. Now Agnes's parents wanted her to be a nun, so she fled with Raymond, but the plan remained unsuccessful. The two lovers were breached. Agnes entered the convent to join as a nun, but finding her pregnant, she was tortured and punished by the church officials, not the church officials, but the prioress. The prioress, a cruel lady. She just poisoned her, and her baby just get murdered. You can say aborted in that process, and she was sent to the dark part of the dark dungeon. She was just thrown into a deep dungeon to die, but fortunately at the end she will be rescued by her lover and her brother. She gave birth to a dead child because she was forced to drink a poisonous concoction by the cruel prioress. Now the next character is Rosario, Matilda. Rosario entered the convent as a novice monk, but later revealed her original identity as a seductress. Being a disciple of devil, so she is a disciple of devil. She has come here with a purpose, just to hack the soul of Ambrosio, and that's why she just take the disguise of a monk to come close with Ambrosio. Actually, she is the disciple of devil. At the end of the novel, it will be revealed. It will get revealed. When Ambrosio lost his, so she with her with kept just seduced Ambrosio, and they had a physical relationship. And but when gradually Ambrosio lost his interest in her, and so then what she'll do, she just led him to the dark path of crime and finally handed him to the devil. Now Ambrosio is the monk upon whom the novel is centered around. He is a stern and dedicated monk who was brought up in the monastery from his childhood. Gradually he fell into the trap of temptation and joined Matilda in her dark sorcery. Like Faustus, he signed his soul to the devil and welcomed eternal damnation. So there you find the character similarity. Like Dr. Faustus, who for his knowledge and for the control of knowledge, he just sold his soul to the Mephistopheles. And here Ambrosio, for physical pleasure, sold his soul to the devil. He murdered Elvira. Who is Elvira? Elvira is the mother of Antonia. When he tried to seduce Antonia, Elvira just prevented him to do so, and he just strangled Elvira. He raped Antonia and stabbed her. Why? Because Antonia was screaming and Antonia was trying to escape. So to hide his crime, he just stabbed Antonia. And one after another, you will find to hide one villainy, one crime, he just go on and on, engaged in other villainy. And who helped here? Who helped him? It is Matilda. Matilda helped him in his way to damnation. Finally, he was thrown into prison, but he fled from there, signing a bond with the devil. He sold his soul to the devil and condemned to hell. Devil will take him to the sky, and there from there just throw him down, and there he will laid on the stones for 6 days, and vultures will eat upon him. In that pathetic death, that tragic, pathetic, vulgar death, he had to die, and then he will be condemned to hell perpetually. So Antonia is a beautiful innocent girl of 15. She only knows her mother Elvira, and with whom she was brought up in a secluded life. Most of her in the castle. Brought up in secluded. It will be brought up in seclusion. She was brought up in seclusion, and he lived most of her life in castle. Lorenzo loves her and Ambrosio desires her. So there is a difference between love and desire. Lorenzo loves her genuinely, but Ambrosio just wants her, desires her, and he has to die a pathetic, tragic death at the hands of Ambrosio. Now, you can find that there is a movie on this 2011 movie. I have not seen this because I don't get it free in YouTube. I have just observed that 1990 movie, and here it is by Paul McGann. And there is certain change in this movie, that there at the end what happened, Ambrosio is Lorenzo there, and Ambrosio will not succumb to the temptation of Matilda at the end. He will not sold his soul to the devil, and he will he will be burned at the stake. He will bind, and then fire is struck, and he will throw the book of devil. When Matilda is signaling him to open some pages and chanting those pages and go to devil, become free from that fire, but he will not do that. He will just throw that book into the fire, and he will just pray to God for his salvation. And that is the difference, that is the change, that movie of 1990 by Paul McGann. But the movie I like too much, and the movie will introduce with the theme of the monk, but though at some bit difference. You can watch it, it will free in YouTube. You have to search like The Monk by Matthew Gregory Lewis 1990. You will find that McGann by McGann. So you can watch the movie and you can go through this character, so you will understand the theme of the novel. And for details reading, you have to go through the novel itself. Okay.